Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight to Boston, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode 23 of my Boston Red Sox franchise here in MLB 14, the show, and today we're ready to get into the 2015 ALCS versus the Detroit Tigers. You can take a look at their roster. No major overhauls, but definitely some new faces you're seeing on that team. Notably, guys like Y2ALCSG1, Junichi Tozawa, and Edward Mujica. Adam LaRoche is there. So a couple new faces. No one too major, no David Prices or anything, but we're going to get into Game 1 here. I explained my playoff formatting last episode, but I'll reiterate it again. For the ALDS, I always play just the elimination games. For any 7-game series, so the ALCS or the World Series, I play the first game of the series and then proceed to play any elimination games. So that way it gives myself reasonable amounts of control over the series, but also, as with the theme of the series, it is very much based on me building a team that is good in the game, not just a team that I play well with. That's the reason I simulate so much during the regular season, and that's the reason why I simulate a bit during the playoffs. So here you can take a look at how both teams fared during the regular season as we can get into some of the pregame ceremonies. Justin Verlander, the former Tigers ace, now pretty much been replaced almost as the number 4. You could even argue the 5 starter based on how Rick Porcello's done in real life. He will be taking on Jon Lester, our Game 1 starter, who he saved by only pitching in 1 game in the ALDS. So David Ortiz taking the field with his teammates there. You can see the names or the likes of Mookie Betts and Daniel Nava and others. You can take a look at the Tigers, who have the AL Rookie of the Year this year, a Rule 5 draft pick, Rougned Odor, formerly of the Texas Rangers. He was phenomenal. He is the full-time second baseman now. Ian Kinsler, no more in Detroit. Not sure what happened to him. Actually, he was traded to Washington in the Anthony Rendon trade before we got Rendon for Tozawa and Mujica. But take a look at the lineup for the Detroit Tigers. You can see Gregor Blanco leading it off, another new name for this team. And Jon Lester takes the hill. He had 15 wins in the regular season, 172 strikeouts, and a 3.34 ERA. So top of the first 0-1 count, Miguel Cabrera lines one to center field, but that is hit right to Victorino, and that will retire the side. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jon Lester. On to the bottom of the first. Standard lineup for the Red Sox, no changes so far. Pretty good offensive production for most of our guys coming into this series. Had a pretty good ALDS, I would say. Justin Verlander, 17-7 with a 2.94 in the regular season. Also was up over 200 strikeouts. So bottom of the first 3-2 is the count to Pedroia. And Pedroia takes that one looking completely frozen on that 12-6 curveball. Now next batter, Shane Victorino. He's behind, or he's actually in the count 2-2. And it's a front door slider that just freezes Victorino. Another strikeout looking. Now Bogart's 1-1 the count. 2 outs in the inning. He's not going to get struck out on this time, or on this at-bat, but he does fly one to center field. Jackson is there to make the play, and we are scoreless through 1. 1-2-3 innings, both from Jon Lester and Justin Verlander, and that would set the theme for this game. This would turn into a pitcher's duel. Top of the second, Corey Hart up, Corey Hart down. Lester using the changeup there. He does not throw his changeup very often in real life, but he had it working today. 2-2 the count now. 2 batters later to Rougned Odor, and he strikes out swinging on the cutter. So the second strikeout of the evening for Jon Lester, but bottom of the second, 1-2 the count to Giancarlo Stanton, and Verlander already with 2 Ks. He'll make it 3 here with a slider, I believe, or I'm not sure if that was a slider, but it was in the dirt, and Stanton could not get to it. So now top of the third, Andy Dirk, and this is not Andy Dirks, this is Adam Dunn up, and Dunn goes down. That was a pitch in the dirt. That might have been the changeup there. Another strikeout for Jon Lester. Strikeouts a wild right now for both pitchers. And here we go, top of the 3-3-2 count now to Nick Castellanos, or Castellanos, just saying. Castellanos goes down on the changeup, so another strikeout of the changeup. And now 2-2 the count to Alex Avila, and Avila goes down to the changeup. So Lester strikes out the side all on the changeups. He's striking out 4 in a row now. Top of the fourth, Gregor Blanco up. Should we make it 5? Yes, we will. Again with the changeup. Jon Lester dominating with his off-speed stuff right now. 5 straight strikeouts for Jon Lester. On to the bottom of the fourth, still scoreless. Neither side with anything going. The Red Sox, I believe, with 1 hit already, but the Tigers with none. Bottom of the fourth now after Stanton strikes out. First pitch of the AB to David Ortiz, and Ortiz lifts one deep right center field. Jackson going back toward the bullpen. It's gone. A solo home run for David Ortiz, and he finally gets the Red Sox going and on the board in the run column. A 1-0 lead for the Bo Sox after David Ortiz takes Verlander deep, finally getting some sort of offense. No hits so far for the Tigers, and only, I believe, a pair of hits now for the Red Sox. Unbelievable pitching so far, but Ortiz gets things going, doing what he does best, hitting for power, pulling the ball. And now top of the fifth, I believe at this point Miguel Cabrera notched his first hit of the game in the 4th inning, but it would be the only one Lester allowed for a while, because another changeup, another strikeout for Jon Lester. Bottom of the 5th, 3-0 count to Mike Napoli, And Napoli works a 4-pitch walk right there, so some control issues for Verlander here early in the bottom of the 5th inning. Napoli reaches base. Next batter is Cecchini. First pitch to the AB. Cecchini grounds it to the second baseman. Odor cannot tag Napoli. Look at the athleticism there from the first baseman. Take a look at the replay here. Odor went for the tag and then the throw, and he could not tag Napoli. Now, I was pretty surprised that he didn't, after trying to tag Napoli, just threw it to second, because it looked like he could have gotten him if he threw it right here. But goes to first, gets the out, and now we're going to get a runner on second with 1 away. Now 2 batters later, 2 away, 0-2 the count to Pedroia, and Pedroia tries to check his swing. He does. Runner going to third. Napoli's in there, so we got a man 90 feet away from scoring. 1-2 the count now to Pedroia. Verlander from the stretch. Pedroia lines it to center field. Jackson ranging. He will make the play, and that will retire the side. So the Red Sox do not get another run, and it's still 1-0 after 5 innings. So still only 1 hit on the ball on the day for the Tigers. And Avila strikes out again, his second strikeout of the day, this time on the 2-seamer. Lester absolutely filthy so far through 6. Now bottom of the 6th, 1-0 count, 2 outs to Giancarlo Stanton. And Stanton lines it to center field. Jackson on the run. He makes the play. A diving catch by Austin Jackson. Jackson, of course, traded to the Mariners in real life in the 3-way David Price trade, his second 3-way trade of his career. Makes the diving play, though, still in the Tigers in this franchise, and he holds Stanton off there. So still 1-0 through 6 here. We take a look at the 6th inning recap. Only 4 hits from both teams. Lester absolutely dominant so far. 6 innings of work, only 1 hit and 8 strikeouts. On to the top of the 7th, first pitch of the AB to, I believe, Corey Hart. And Hart drives it deep center field, and goodbye, home run. Corey Hart ties up the game with 1 swing of the bat. A 2-out solo home run for the former Seattle Mariner, Corey Hart. Now the full-time, I believe, right fielder for this team, replacing Torrey Hunter out there after Hunter, I don't know if he retired or he just left the Tigers after his first season. I know his contract expires after 2014, but anyway, a solo home run for Hart in this game is tied. So a big swing of the bat right there from Corey Hart, and Lester has been so dominant so far, just the second hit he's allowed, but it's a big one. It's a 1-1 game now, bottom of the 7th, 0-2 the count. Verlander still dealing. Kadire swings and misses on the changeup, and that will be the second out of the inning. We're going to skip ahead here, top of the 8th, already 1 man on, 1-2 count to Avila, and Avila goes down again. So Lester through 8 has only allowed 3 base runners. Now heading to the bottom of the 8th, the Tigers will turn it over to Joel Hanrahan, a former Red Sox himself, signed by the Tigers in 2014. Now 0-2 is the count to Cecchini, and Cecchini's going to ground this one slowly to the second baseman. Odor cannot make the play. Botches it on the backhand, and Cecchini will reach at first. So we're going to get a pinch runner in D. Gordon, one of the fastest men in baseball, a threat to steal every time. We know we can steal on this Tigers pitching staff. They do not hold runners very well. So Gordon going for 2. He will get in there safely as Swihart. I'm not sure if it's Swihart or Swihart, but Swihart takes the strike there. Now 1-2 the count to deep left field. Left fielder going back, but Blanco is there and he'll make the catch on the wall. Gordon tagging, heading for third, and he's in there. So we got a man on third with less than 2 outs for the next batter of the game. It will be Dustin Pedroia, one of the best in baseball, getting these type of guys in. But he looks at the slider there, strike 3, a huge strikeout for Hanrahan. So now 2 away. Now it's up to Victorino, 2-2 the count, and he swings and misses at the slider, and Hanrahan works his way out of it. So through 8, it is still 1-1. Hanrahan with some clutch pitching there. Now top of the 9th, 1-1 the count to Austin Jackson, second batter of the inning. Jackson, deep left field. Goodbye, another home run, a solo home run, the 3rd of the game from either side, and Jackson gives the Tigers the lead. What a turn of events. Lester was so dominant through 6 2/3, but has now sputtered here in this last, I don't know, 6 or 7 outs or so, and that's going to do it. Farrell's going to come out and pull his man. Lester was so dominant, though, despite the pair of home runs. You cannot blame him for this team being behind. You got to give him more run support than that. He was absolutely filthy. So Koji Ohara on to come on. Now Miguel Cabrera up. Koji going to go down and in with the 2-seamer, but that catches too much at the plate. Cabrera to deep left center. And another solo home run, and the Tigers take a 3-1 lead. Now, if you remember in the 2013 postseason, Koji Ohara oftentimes did not face Miguel Cabrera. They used guys like Tizao and Workman to get him out because they felt that, Farrell felt that the power pitching would serve better against a guy like Cabrera. Well, we went with Uehara here, and it does not work out. So, pair of home runs, and Joe Nathan comes on with a 3-1 lead. Now, Joe Nathan in this game has pretty much been like Joe Nathan in real life. Not that good. So, we have a chance. We feel like we have a chance to try and get some runs off him in the 9th, but it's not a good start. Bogarts goes down on the slider in the dirt, 1 away. Now 2 batters later, it's 2 away for David Ortiz, first pitch of the AB, and Ortiz lines it hard to right field. Corey Hart hadn't played perfectly, though, and that is going to do it. The Detroit Tigers take Game 1 of the ALCS, a come-from-behind victory, 3-1. A pitcher's duel right there, just like we saw in real life in last year's ALCS. Lots and lots of pitching. And another game here that was pretty epic. Justin Verlander picks up, actually, I don't think he picked up the win. Henry probably got the win. But Verlander was dominant, Lester was dominant, but the Tigers got the big hits when they needed them. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.